Okay, guys, I'm back. Baby is down for a nap and fire drill. We had a plan. We had a planned fire drill for today, y'all. We're gonna just say it that way. My school had a planned fire drill for today, but this will probably be the most real life episode that I have had on the show. But thank you guys. So this is part 2, and I think I was in the last piece, the assumption piece before we had our fire drill. So and that might happen. You teacher might be teaching at home one day and they just have a fire drill. That happens. We had to have our fire drill for the month. That's what I'm gonna say. All right. So this last piece was really just about assumptions. You want to make sure as a school leader you're asking the necessary questions and you're not assuming that you know what's taking place. Okay. So that was that last piece of that. So I'm gonna go back. I'm going to just do like a quick recap of some of the things that I talked about today, some of the things that I went through, just in case you didn't catch part 1. So I started with like schools are reopening specifically. I gave you specific examples and I'll go back through and read those. I'll go back through and read those options that we have. Remember, I'm reading specifically about Berkeley County School District in South Carolina. It may be the same because from my understanding, districts are making individual decisions. So make sure that you're not going by what someone else is saying, because you all may be in the same state, but your districts might be operating differently. So the options that I've gotten this morning as a parent is, of course, the traditional option: participate in face-to-face instruction and classroom-based learning activities. Okay, and remember that all of these things are still going to happen with guidelines. So you have to read even further to get like what those guidelines are. Is it with mask? Is it not with mask? So you still have to read further to get that information. Okay, blended distance: incorporate online learning platforms with live stream learning experiences and live stream instruction. So in reading this, it doesn't sound like blended is some days in and some days out. Okay, for our district, again, you have to read what those procedures and what those protocols are for your own district. Okay, and then the last thing is the virtual online option. Remember, in my district, it says that it's only available to eligible students in grades 7 through 12. So pay attention to that language, right? Because it doesn't say all students. It says eligible students. So then now I have to dig further and say, okay, is my child eligible? And what is that eligibility? I said it, based on. Okay, so you have to understand that it's in bits and pieces. Okay, and you may not get all the information that you need on that one page. So you're going to have to click around. You're going to have to read a little bit more. And if you need support in that, inbox me. If you need someone to help you just to break it down and to understand what your options are, okay, once you get them. So this is specifically for the county that I live in. Your county may be operating a little bit differently, okay? So we talked about that. And about, teachers just having this anxiety and being very nervous about what's happening and what's taking place. So I had to remind you guys, right? You're chosen, you're equipped, you're creative. We are all going through this together. We're all going through it in different ways, but we're all going through it. Okay? We're all going through it together in different ways, in different places, in different time zones, but we're all going through the same thing. You were chosen for this. You got it. You have what it takes as a parent. You have what it takes as an educator. You just have to remember that you're equipped. You have to remember that you're creative. It's not about going out and finding it and getting it. It's just about remembering that it's there and you just have to tap into it. Okay? All right. And I meant to put my phone on disturb. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about this live show today. This is what happens when I don't have a guest, y'all. I just get real lax and comfortable. Okay, so ineffective school leadership impacts effective teachers. So to all my school leaders out there, I know some pretty awesome ones, right? That are doing amazing things, that have their staff and their families in mind, that are leading from the heart, that are doing that is doing what is required, but some of them are not. So you want to make sure that you are practicing accessibility. Not only is your door open, but is your heart and your mind open? Adaptability. Can they depend on you to not waver, to move and shake and be okay and everything doesn't fall apart? Can they depend on you for that accountability? Are you there? Do you have their best interests in mind? Do you know the instruction? Do you know what their standards and their instruction and those things are supposed to look like so that they can depend on you for support? Okay. Are you affirming them? Okay. Are you affirming them? Are you giving them those words of encouragement that they need in order to press forward and to move forward? Okay. And lastly, making sure that you're not making those assumptions about them. Making sure that you are giving them that space to actually ask you necessary questions and you give them necessary answers. Okay. Making sure that you're not assuming what they do and what they don't know, but you're having open and honest adult conversations. Okay. All right. And as always, how I end every segment, I am going to, first of all, remove assumption, but I'm going to have my dear Black child moment. Okay. And I thought about what I wanted to say. Did I want to share a poem? Did I want to share a song? And in the end, honestly, I just came to the decision that I wanted to say, dear Black child, you are it. Okay? You are it. You are enough. What you have within, your gifts, your talents, your abilities, you are it. You are enough. And I need you to hear it. I need you to believe it. I need you to understand it. Because in life, you're going to see a lot of different things. You're going to hear a lot of different things, experience a lot of different things. But you are it. Whatever it that you may feel like someone is looking for, that someone needs, that someone would benefit from, you are it. So believe that, know that, feel that. I hope that you experience that because you are it. You are amazing. You are talented. You are all that you need you to be. And sometimes you can be your own worst critic, your own worst enemy. But I just need you to know that you are it. You have all the gifts, the talents, and the skills that you need. And I believe in you. I love you. I trust you to use all of those gifts and talents that you have inside of you to make better what you see or you feel is wrong. Okay, so that thing that you feel like is missing, that thing that you feel like isn't there, whether it is a book or an idea or a school or an app or a website, whatever that thing is that you feel like is missing in my community, right? You are it. And I believe that you are it. And that's all it takes sometimes, just for that one person to believe that you can actually do something. And believed in me, more than one, but at least one, believed in me enough that I'm here and I'm sitting in front of you and I can tell you that you are it. Okay? Now, don't abuse that either. Don't get cocky with it. Don't say, oh, yeah, I got this and I got that and I can do this and I can do that. You take that it, whatever that it is, you take that and you share it. And if somebody beside you feeling like they down and out and they can't do it and they can't make it, you say, girl, you it. Boy, you it, you got it. So you don't hold it. You don't be cocky. You don't hold it all into yourself and be all that with it. You share it. Because we all need to know that sometimes. And even if it's a grown-up, you tell them you it too. Okay? Because sometimes we need that. We need that. And when we hear it from you, it gives us wings. Like we feel like we can run, we can fly, we can do it all. Okay? So know that you are it. Thank you guys for watching and enduring thank you for enduring my life today, right? This is real life. And you've experienced my kids banging on the door, my 1-year-old crawling up in my lap, my fire alarm blaring and going off. Like, you experienced it all. And guess what? This is real life. This is what happens on a real life live. When you are live in life. I just made that up. But this is truly what happens, because usually, my kids they're together, everything runs smoothly. But guess what? This is life. And sometimes roadblocks happen. Sometimes it's not pretty. It's not cute. It's loud like a fire alarm. It's banging like kids on the door. But it is life. And if we're going to take the good days, we're going to have to take the bad days. Right? And we're going to take the up moments. We're going to have to take the down moments. We can't pick and choose. You can't pick and choose what life brings us. Can't pick and choose what life hands to us. But we can push forward. We can move past it, and we can get through it. Okay. And the last thing that I want to say, how I want to end today, is to give a charge to each and every adult that's watching or that may rewatch this, is that our kids are watching us. Okay. They're depending on us. How we move, they're going to move. And we move in anxiety and fear and anger and bitterness. That's how they're going to move. Okay. But if we move in love, and if we move in grace, and if we move in compassion, that's how they're going to move. Okay. So as an adult, as the leader, as the teacher, as the guardian, as the caregiver, as the parent, decide today, how am I going to move moving forward? And when you do that, watch how your children begin to move. Okay? Because when I decided, listen to my house right now. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to listen. Silence. Because when I got back on live, I said this went wrong and that went wrong and that went wrong. But when I get back on this live, I'm going to move in peace. And I'm going to move in calmness. And now my house is following my lead. Okay, that was deep. That was deep, y'all. I hope y'all wrote that down. But in all seriousness, right? I decided that when I get back on here, I'm going to talk about those few things that happened, but I'm going to move forward with my questions. I'm going to move forward with my Black child moment. And I'm going to move in calmness, and I'm going to move in peace. And now my children in my home have aligned to that, because I chose not to bring that chaotic energy to them and to you. So now we're all moving in peace, and we're moving in calmness. And I hope and I pray that you move in that, and not the fear, not the anxiety. If you were on my first live, you heard the song. It didn't create me to worry. It didn't create me to fear. So we're not moving in that. Okay. And thank you guys for my comments. Thank you, Mama Levels. I want to share. I have to share my comments. Right. You are it. And one of my parents on my pilot program. Hi, hey, Chandrell. And what you say? I'm gonna try that, because I'm going, listen, I'm gonna teach y'all a lot of peace. Like my parents that are watching, that are part of my pilot program too, I'm gonna teach you guys about this peace, because they need it. They need it. They need it. They need it. We need it for ourselves as adults, and our children need it. And they deserve worthy of that peace. You are worthy of that peace. Okay? Know that. I don't care if I got on part 2 just for you, Chandrell. I don't care if I got on here just for you to hear that. You are worthy of that peace. Anybody that's listening, you are worthy of that peace. So if that peace is waking up an hour before your kids to get it, wake up an hour early. Going to bed an hour after them, go to bed an hour later. Planning out what your meals will look like, plan it out. Getting them kids dressed like they going somewhere, but they ain't. Get them dressed. What does it take for you to have that peace? Find it, grab a hold to it, don't let it go, and then tell somebody else how to get their peace. All right. All right, guys, that is it for me today. I have enjoyed this show with all the hiccups, with all the ups and the downs, with all of the alarms and the crying. With all of that, I have enjoyed it. I hope that I was able to give you something that you can grab a hold to and that you can take with you throughout your day, throughout your life. Um, because we have it, right? We have it within us. We just have to tap into it. Okay, we just have to use it. So you are it. My dear Black Child moment was about you are it, but guess what? Families and educators and everyone that's watching, you are it too. So whatever that change is that you're looking for and that you need, you are it. So live it, be it, and remember that education is key and engagement is necessary. And I will see you guys next week. I have a guest coming on next week, and she's going to talk to us about what engagement looks like in her classroom with her families. So tune in next week. Follow, like my page, leave a comment, get in touch with me with those questions that you have, and I will see you guys next week. Have an amazing, amazing Thursday.